Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you in our class on capital market. We organize this show every Friday once the market is closed. Today is 18th November 2022 and the market has just been closed with a fall of 87 points in Sensex, and the Sensex now stands at 61,663. Nifty fell by 36 points to 18,300. Friends, the objective of this class is basically to explain all of you, whether you are a student, whether you are a housemaker, it doesn't require any specific qualification to understand. We'll explain you how market is linked with the various economic factors. This is our important job. And secondly, how market is expected to behave in the next week. And thirdly, we'll share with you how to identify a fundamentally strong company. Every week, we identify 3 such companies which are very fundamentally strong. And we'll explain you the best way to identify that. And for that, you need not to be a chartered accountant, cost accountant, or any specific qualifications. Even housewives can understand, and we'll share with you the most easiest method to identify. But please be with us and please subscribe our channel so that every week you get these informations. We'll first tell you that market, or you can say share market, or knowledge on share market, falls under social science. It has certain logics. It is based on certain hypotheses. It is based on certain expectations and projections. As you know, that if you want to make money, you can only make money in equity. But for that, you have to have patience. You need at least 3 to 4 years horizon to find out and invest money in a good security. Now we'll explain you how to identify the security. But before that, I would like to explain you what are the significant economic information that impacts the equity market. This is for knowledge. It is a science also. I will tell you 2 or 3 important issues which you have to look into if you want to be a long-time player in the share market. Most important thing, how your country is doing. Whether the country's growth rate is adequate. Secondly, what is the inflation? Is inflation going up or going down? You must always remember, inflation kills the market. Not only share market, every market. That is why it is called as sweet poison. So therefore you have to look into 3-4 important factors. Friends, for that you do not need to be any high grade qualifications. One, you have to know about your country's growth. You know that India is growing with an expected GDP growth of around 7%, which is considered to be very good considering the world factors. Second is the inflation. Now our inflation was very high, it kills people. So now in October inflation figure, we find the inflation has come down to 6.77%. What it means? that if inflation comes down, then interest rate hike will come down slowly. If interest rate comes down, then cost of production will come down. Then if the inflation comes down, then value of the rupee will increase. These are all positive factors. So we could reduce our inflation from 7.67% to 6.77% this time. So about 1% inflation has come down, and we expect November inflation will further come down. So these two informations are very, very important. Now, third point, you have to see what about US? Whether US is doing good or not. You may ask me a question, why you are asking for US? How it is related to India? Because US consumes 24% of the world consumption. So if they reduce their consumptions, export will come down. And US is one of the major export partner of India. Now, in US also, because of the war, the inflation had gone up significantly. Fortunately, we got the latest information, and US inflation rate has also come down significantly. Now, if inflation comes down in US, Fed, that means their central bank, will not increase the interest rate significantly. If they do not increase the rate significantly, then money will continue to be poured in India in the form of FII. So, these three informations are very important. And fourth information we should always know, and it has a link with the market, it has a link with certain securities like crude price. As you know, in the last Friday, I explained you that that time the crude was prevailing at $95 per barrel. Now I am very happy to tell you that crude price has come down to $90 today right now. So as a result, India's consumption of foreign exchange will come down and trade deficit will also come down. So therefore, these are the major economic informations which will impact our market not only this week, in the next week also. So from four important informations, if I summarize, first is the country's growth is positive. Second, the inflation rate has come down to India at 6.77%, about 1% reductions. Third, US inflation has come down, but it's still very high considering the US standard. And fourth, the crude price, which has come down from 95 to 90. Mind that India imports or consumes 48 lakh barrels of oil per day, not month, per day. So if there is a reduction of $5 per barrel, you can calculate what is the total savings. This is a great relief. Now after completing these basic areas, these four basic areas you always know, and I am telling you, you can handle the market very confidently, and you do not need to depend on any financial consultant specifically. Now you have understood these four important informations are very important to understand about the market. Now let's come how to identify a fundamentally strong company. That is very important to know. You know the market is good, but there are 3,400 or 3,200 companies are being quoted every day. All companies are not going up. So how to identify a strong company, fundamentally strong company? There are many theories. I will come out only with 2 or 3 important directions, which is very easy to find out whether the company is fundamentally strong or not. Before identify a company, whether it is strong or weak, you have to see 2 things. One, you have to see the country, whether the country's growth is positive. So far India is concerned, it is one of the exceptional countries in the world today. So therefore there is no issue. And second most important thing is that the company which you are identifying, in which particular industry they belong, and whether that industry is doing better or is under recession. For example, FMCG product. FMCG product is doing exceedingly well and it will always do well. You have 141 crore people in the country. So consumption of the FMCG will always be there. So therefore, country is good and FMCG industry as a whole will always do. So these two information are very easy to understand. For example, paint industry. Paint industry will always grow. Why? Because we have a huge number of we have huge benefit in demography, because 65% of our populations are in the age group below 35. They need house, they need residential complex, and India has around 141-142 crore people. So therefore, paint industry consumption will always increase. So once you identify the country, second you identify the industry. You have to suppose the company is good, country is also good, but industry is not doing well. So even if you are a best company in the industry, I will suggest you please avoid. So once you are confident about your country and about the industry's growth, now you come to the company. That means you will come to the company only at the third stage. Now you have come to the company. What you have to see? Very easy. Only two important information is necessary. As I explained in the last week, please see moving average, moving average, moving average. What is moving average? Moving average is the average price of the shares. So if you see today's price, we have identified three companies which are fundamentally strong. That is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL, whose price is 2,615. Now, you know that I am not talking about India's requirement, defense requirement, etc. Now, I will tell you, its price today is 2,615. Now, if you take its 10-day average, 2,555, that means your today's price is more than the 10 days average price. Now, if you go to the 20 days average price, 2,523. 50 days average price, 2,463. 100 days average price, 2,230. You see, always your current price is always more than the average price of 200 days, 100 days, 50 days, 20 days, 10 days. Or they have been maintaining this price consistently. So it has to be a good company. That is why we have selected Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL, as one of the most fundamentally strong company. Next company we have selected is the HDFC Bank. What is the price today? 1,617. What is the average price? 10 days average, 1,575. That means current price is more than the 10 days average. 20 days average, 1,524. 50 days average, 1,483. 100 days average, 1,451. 200 days average you take. From today, you go back to 200, make it average. 1,431. What is price today? 1,617. So, it is considered as fundamentally strong company. I have nothing to say about this bank. Everybody knows. What about HDFC Bank? Third company which we have selected, that is Axis Bank. At what price it ended? 856. Now, I will tell you, last 200 days average, it was 743. That means if you take the average price of the last 200 days, including today, the price comes to 743. against which your today's price is 856. You come to the 100 days average, it was 763. If you take 50 days average, 815. If you take 20 days average, 872, and 10 days average, 858. If you consider last 20 days average, today's price is lesser than that. But if you take 200 days, 100 days, 50 days average, it is always higher than the moving average. Friends, you need not to see or identify various ratios, profitability, operating margin. These are all our jobs. But I am telling you, as a simple housewife, you can identify what is the moving average of this particular and whether existing price is more than the moving average. But don't take only last 10 days or 20 days or 30 days. You take 100 to 200 days horizon, so that you understand whether the company is maintaining a consistency in its pricing. Friends, these are the three companies which we have identified, and these companies are Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Axis Bank and HDFC. Friends, we do not suggest to buy any security or sell any security. But our objective is basically to help you to understand how to identify the security. Buying or selling is your decision, and you should always mind that in equity market, there is always some amount of risk. But if you go in a calculated manner, with proper thinking, with proper ideology, with proper principles, in the long run, it is totally established that market can give you a return which will be much more than the normal return we get it in normal investments with banks and other securities. Thank you very much, but please do not forget to subscribe this channel, and every Friday at 5 o'clock, please try and see our show. We'll explain you how the market behaved, how the market is expected to behave in the next week, and we'll also explain you many ways to find out whether the company is fundamentally strong or it is fundamentally weak company. Thank you very much.